Horace.
Yes, sir.
I want a few words with you.
Certainly, sir.
In here. Sit down, Horace.
Thank you, sir.
I've just sent Martha upstairs. She just told her mother and me that, well, she says you're engaged.
Well, I'm glad she told you, Mr. Burnside.
On her 18th birthday. You're not too well settled yourself.
Mr. Burnside, I've loved your daughter ever since that day on the river.
Uh-huh.
I'll ask the firm to transfer me. There's an opening in Pittsburgh. In time, she'll forget all about me.
What kind of talk is this?
Well, as I understand you, sir.
You misunderstand me, Horace.
Mr. Burnside.
It's time to cut out the Mr. Burnside. Isn't there a shorter word a man has for his father? Father-in-law?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Dad, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a lot to consider. You've been at the Shawmut Indemnity, now let's see.
2 years next month.
And, you look on this as your future career?
Well, I've been doing very well there, as you know, sir. Dad. But if a man's going to provide the sort of home that Martha ought to have, he's got to have a college education.
Oh, these days it certainly means a good deal. It's an idea, quite an idea.
I have a little put by.
You have? Is it anything much?
Just over 300.
Well done, my boy. Of course, it won't go a long way with college costs being what they are, but some of these smaller places, the fees are moderate. And, from a business point of view, they're more go-ahead than say.
College means only one thing to me. Dad.
Huh?
Harvard.
Harvard, eh? It's a good school.
Oh, it's more than that, sir. It's a good investment.
Can you get yourself entered this fall?
You mean it? Well, if I could find an opening to work on the campus.
Oh, no. I look on this as an investment, Horace. I'm not a wealthy man. I may have to have a little talk with my banker. But this is for you and Martha. And I want you to go through college on the same basis as Vic and Walter and the rest of them that were here tonight. And to come out ahead of them.
I'm 2 years behind.
You'll catch up. You've got the brains.
You've given me the kind of home I never had. I can't ever repay you.
Not another word about it. Make your arrangements. You can keep your room on here until you get yourself settled at Cambridge. Martha. Florence. Ah. There you are. Well, Horace and I have come to a little understanding.
Daddy, I'm so happy.
Horace. Don't build your house with keyholes. A man can't ever plan a surprise around here.
You have no surprises for me.
Yeah. Set up.
You know Woody's ended well, you say?
He sits right in front of me in the economics class. 3 times a week, that is.
Well, then what's to prevent your asking him to have supper with us?
Well, maybe he has another date.
You'd better do it, Brad, or I'll march right into that dressing room and ask him myself.
Oh, all right.
How'd you like our tea?
You're right.
Thanks. I'm sure the rest of the boys would appreciate that.
Let's go to the Puritan for service.
You can have some hot chocolate and cake at home if you like.
I'm afraid you'll have to run along without me.
Oh. Why?
Well, I promised to go over my economics notes with young Bradford Duane. He has a quiz coming up tomorrow.
Young Brad Duane? He's the grandson of old Henry Bradford Duane, the shipping man. His mother was a Sims, the banking family, Norton Sims. The Sims sisters.
I'm so proud of you. Winning a swimming meet and teaching economics all in the same evening. Are you spending this weekend at home?
Yes? But don't anybody wait up for me. Good night.
Good night, Horace. Fine swimming.
Thank you, sir.
There you are, Willie. The car's right up the street.
Oh, good.
Susan, help Mr. Vendig to milk and sugar.
Mr. Vendig likes lemon.
Thank you, Susan.
Bad, eh?
What?
Yes. I told you it was going to be tough. But anyway, now we can ask you here instead of always having to go out. Once you've passed one of Mother's Thursday horrors, everything's official.
Official.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're calling on Sue.
Oh.
Why haven't you brought him here before?
Well, I didn't think.
At least this one's a gentleman.
Mother likes you, Mother likes you.
That's because Mother's a peach. The acid test is Aunt Libby. And here she comes.
What do I do? What do I say?
You don't do anything. If she likes you, you'll find it out.
You're not in training now, Woody, so you don't have to drink this swill. Brad, take him in the billiard room and get him a good drink.
You've arrived, Mr. Vendig.
Fundamental principles of sound economics. Rail, shipping, and steel, those three, the backbone of the country's economy. And that's precisely what I told Mr. Harding.
Excuse me, Uncle Norton. This is Woody Vendig. He's at school with me.
Vendig?
Yes, sir. My uncle, Norton Sims.
That's Sims?
Mr. Bigelow, Mr. Prescott, Mr. Abbott, and Mr. Wiley.
How do you do, sir?
Yes, some of our clients, as I suppose some of yours, are interested in these recent aircraft issues.
An interest I very firmly discourage.
Personally, I wouldn't touch them. Too unstable. Liquidations, mergers.
Yet I hear there's a house been organized to deal in airplane stocks exclusively.
Oh, it's incredible. Financial suicide for them and a fraud perpetrated on their customers.
Oh, but they're very responsible people, Mr. Sims. Latimer, Hilton, and Morrissey of Detroit. They've just underwritten a $4 million issue of Gleason biplane 5s at $10 par.
Oh, no, just a moment. Go ahead, young man.
The books were closed on Tuesday the 16th with the issue oversubscribed. And on the curb market today at closing, the stock was quoted at 12 1/8.
Oh, maybe something in these flying
machines. Keep me informed.
Thinking of the brokerage business as a career?
Well, that depends. Some of these new firms that are forcing their way onto the New York Exchange, I'd just as soon join a bookmaking concern.
Bookmakers. That's it. Exactly what they are.
But I suppose the class of investors in the market today don't really care about that.
So you've noticed that, too?
Oh, yes, sir. Anybody with 10% of the price of a share on the curb market. Even my tailor.
It'll be bootblacks next.
Mr. Sims, I've learned a great deal in the last hour.
Been a pleasure. Let me see. What's your name again?
Vendig, sir. H. Woodruff Vendig.
Woodruff, eh?
My mother was a Woodruff from Maine.
Banking people?
No, sir. Fisheries and lumber.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mustn't detain you.
Oh, well, just a moment. If you have a morning this week, say any time after 10, I'd like you to come in for a talk.
Oh, I'd like very much to, Mr. Sims. Good night, sir.
Good night.
Well, did it happen?
It happened.
It's about time. Tell me about it.
You ought to know. You arranged it. My new title is Assistant Manager, Industrial Securities Division, New York branch. You like it?
I like the New York part of it. I'll be there. Now, aren't you glad I persuaded you to give up Harvard? Just think, an assistant manager and at your age. Well, go on.
Oh, there's plenty of time for that. I took the rest of the day off to celebrate.
And pack.
And pack.
were engaged.
Yes, but secret as the grave.
I don't see why. I'd shout it.
So would I if I were the one with the money.
Have it your own old-fashioned way. I'll be in New York by the first of the year.
We'll have fun. I'm sorry, but I have to say goodbye to these people.
Is it really that important?
Well, they've just been very good to me.
I get jealous if you're even sentimental about other people. That's why I'm leaving Boston without any regret. What about you? Is there anyone here you're going to miss?
Here, take this next road to the right. Good night.
Can't I wait for you?
No, you drive on home. I'll call you the first thing in the morning.
Hello.
I'm awfully late. I'm sorry.
You're tired.
No,
It's too late for a show. Why don't we stay home?
I'd rather walk.
Down by the river?
I want to talk to you.
I want to talk to you, too.
Anyway, they decided I deserved a boost, so they made me assistant manager of a bond department.
Horace, that's wonderful. I had some news today, too. Only I'm not going around like an old grunt. I'm happy about it.
Martha,
Darling, I'm telling you something.
in a minute. Right now, you've got to listen to me. This job is in New York.
Oh. Well, I like Boston better, but if
I've got to tell you straight out. You won't be with me.
Not if we're married. Don't they pay enough?
They pay very well. But there I'll meet the right people. I'll begin to make deals on my own account. I'm going far, Martha. And fast. And alone.
I can't be with you. Because you don't want me.
I shall never want anybody else. But I can see the road I've got to travel. I can see where it leads. I can see the sacrifices I've got to make.
And I'm the first of them?
No. I am.
You love me? You really love me, and yet you can turn your back on everything that we...
I've got to. I haven't any choice. I've got to. I stole you from Vic. You might have been happy. I tried to tell you that I wasn't any good for you, but you wouldn't believe me.
I knew it already. I knew it when you first came to live with us. I watched you. I could see it all the time.
But when I told you...
Yes. Because you told me. I hoped that by loving you and being close to you, like your wife, I hoped you'd change. But I suppose I wasn't a big enough person. Maybe I didn't love you enough.
And now you hate me.
When you can't help yourself. No. I can't hate you for that. Any more than